Hey, how's it going, everybody? Maybe you've heard that the Lumineers are coming out with a new album soon. I'm excited to do a song that they just released about 3 or 4 days ago. It's called Cleopatra. It's a very easy song. We're going to put a capo on number 1. We're going to play 3 or 4 chords. There's some interesting strumming changes in there that we're going to cover. Otherwise, it's going to be a straightforward song that I think anybody can play, and it'll be a lot of fun. All right, let's get started. I was Cleopatra, I was young and an actress when you knelt by my mattress and asked for my hand. But I was sad, you asked it, as I laid in a black dress with my father in a casket. I had no plans. I left the footprints, the mud stained on the carpet, as it hardened like my heart did when you left town. But I must admit it, that I would marry you in an instant. Damn your wife, I'd be your mistress just to have you around. But I was laid for this, laid for that, laid for the love of my life. And when I die alone, when I die alone, when I die, I'll be on time, time. While the church discouraged any lust that burned within me, yes, my flesh, it was my currency, but I held true. So I drive a taxi, and the traffic distracts me from the strangers in my backseat that remind me of you. But I was laid for this, laid for that, laid for the love of my life. And when I die alone, when I die alone, when I die, I'll be on time. And the only gifts from my Lord were a birth and a divorce. But I've read this script and the costume fits, so I'll play my part. I was Cleopatra, I was taller than the rafters, but that's all in the past now, gone with the wind. Now a nurse in white shoes leads me back to my guest room. It's a bed and a bathroom and a place to the inn. But I won't be laid for this, laid for that, laid for the love of my life. And when I die alone, when I die alone, when I die, I'll be on time. Okay, so to start off here, we've got a capo on number 1. This tutorial is based on their live version. So we're going to need a capo on number 1 if we want to make it sound like that. We're going to start off with a G chord, and we're just going to be doing down, up, down, up, down, up strumming. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And what I hear is he's emphasizing the down strum a little more than the up strum. So, okay, and then there's a little variation that he adds to this strumming pattern where he does a kind of an overemphasized up strum, an extra up strum. So it'll be like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, 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 up, down. So here he adds an extra up strum in there. And I'll put on the bottom of the screen approximately where that up strum comes, but I think it's best to listen to the recording and try and synchronize with what they're doing. From the G chord, after we're playing that for a while, then we go into the actual verse. The verse chords are going to be G, and we're going to strum that a lot, doing down, up strumming, the same as the intro. And then we're going to go to a D chord, and then we go back to a G, and then back to a D. Okay, so it's just basically G and D. So So it sounds like this if we're going to play it, just doing, again, down, up strumming. I was Cleopatra, I was young and an actress, when you knelt by my mattress and asked for my, and then you switch to D. But I was sad, back to G. You asked it as I laid in a black dress with my father in a casket. I had no, and then back to D. Okay, so that's very straightforward. And then in between the verse and the pre-chorus or the bridge, you're just playing G again, but you're playing it for a shorter period than you did in the intro, so the transition between verse and the bridge will be. Okay, so that's basically all it is. And then you go into the bridge. The bridge we're going to play, it's going to be the same as the verse, except we're going to add a C chord in there. So the chord sequence is going to be G to C, then G to D. We play that sequence twice, okay? So it's very similar to the verse, but we're just adding that C in there, okay? So it sounds like this. And I was G, the footprint, the C stained on the G, and it hardened like my heart when you left D. But I G admitted that I would see you in a G. Damn your wife, I'd be your mistress just to have you D. Okay? So it's very similar. The strumming's the same. It's just we're adding that C in as an extra chord. Alright, so then we come to the chorus. The chord sequence is going to be G to D, C to G, C to G, and then D. So we play that sequence twice. The first time we do this in the first chorus, we're just strumming once on each chord. So I was G for D, I was C for G, I was C for G of my D, and then we start strumming. And the strumming changes a little bit here on this second line of the chorus. The strumming that I like to use is down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Okay? So the second line of the chorus will be, and when I die alone, when I die alone, when I die, I'll be right on time. Transition back into another bridge, which is the same as the bridge we played before the chorus. And to transition back into that second bridge, we're going to just play this G again, the same way we did before. So, and then we go back to the bridge, which is essentially the same as the bridge we played before the chorus, just the words change. So while the church discouraged any sea that burned with G, yes, my flesh, it was my currency, but I held true. So I G a taxi, and the C back to G, and the C back to G, and then a D. And the second chorus, but I was late for this, late for G, C for G, and then D, and then G and D, C and G, C and G and D. Okay, so for that chorus, that second chorus, we're just strumming the down, down, up, down, up strumming all the way through. All right, so then we come to another bridge, which is different from the bridges we've been playing. And the chord sequence for that is going to be E minor to G, C to D, E minor, G, E minor, C, D, G. Okay? So we start off doing a single strum on each chord, and then we start strumming. Okay? So it's the only gifts from my G were a C and D and E minor. And then we start strumming. But I've heard this script and the costume fits, so I'll C, D, G. Okay? So the whole bridge will sound like And the E minor from my G was a C and D and E minor. But the G this script and the E minor fits, so C to D to G. And then you go, okay, so after that bridge, then we go back into this transition chord of just playing a G with down up strumming. And it leads us back into that first bridge again. I was Cleopatra, I was taller than the rafters. That's all in the past now, gone with the wind. Now a nurse in white shoes leads me back to my guest room. It's a bed and a bathroom and a place for the inn. And one final chorus. But I was late for this, late for that. I was late for the love of my life. And when I die alone, when I die alone, when I die, I'll be on time. And then on G. Alright? I think you got it. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you later.